So today we have a beautiful planet here that we need to set up for a colony. We do that by getting a pack of cards here. First we get the starter package, which comes with a whole list of buildings, and then we just need to find where to put them down. And some of these buildings like to be next to other things, like this house likes to be next to a villa and a monolith, like this one here. So we get a couple of points for that. And then we place them next to each other, so the next one gets 3 points. Although order of operations does matter because the villa doesn't like being next to the house. But I think this area here can be a nice little housing community surrounding the monolith like so. So we get done with all of those, and then we get some requests. Place any of the buildings in this category, so we can place houses or villas to get this. Thankfully, we still have plenty of villas. Although the villa can also go next to a greenhouse, so if we find somewhere that the greenhouse can go, then we can pair it up with the monolith. There was one right here, but I wonder if there isn't one that's better. It doesn't seem like it, but they do like being next to crystals as well, just not as much. And this monolith down here is actually surrounded by a whole bunch of open area, even though it's in the snow. So the villa can go right there, no problem. And then the greenhouse can go next to both of these for a little bit of a boost. Although I guess it's only the villa, but that's fine. That means that we can get a whole bunch of bonuses for the greenhouse here, like so that's an extra 6 points. And we've actually got enough that we got a new pack available to us. But let's get the rest of these down here. And it seems like the villas work better being next to the greenhouse and another villa, so we can expand like this. Don't need to worry about the trees for right now, although we do need to watch pollution, because if it stays over 100%, we cannot finish the game. And some buildings like a mining drill here really boost pollution rate. But those do pair up with the ore refinery to get a lot of points. So we just gotta find a good spot for the mining drill to go down, and this right here seems good. And then we get a couple of refineries next to it, but they can't be next to each other. So you just gotta be in like a triangle pattern like this. And then the clay miner might as well go right next to it. Now we have a cow who only wants to be in a pasture and doesn't really do anything otherwise. So let's just get a new pack here. And I think the next pack we can get can be food, which comes with a pasture. Excellent. And a penguin who really wants to be next to fish and water. Thankfully, there's a spot right here that's perfect for him, with 7 points right there. Now, is there somewhere next to the villa that's gonna be good for a greenhouse? Oh, perfect, right here, 9 extra points. I like it. Now, the field here is better next to an animal farm and also another field. There is an animal farm right here that wants to be next to a mall and a pasture. We don't have any malls yet, but let's give the animal farm a little bit of distance from everything else, especially the clay refinery there. Maybe it can go good right over here, because the pasture does like being next to the animal farm, and I don't think that really has an issue being next to the clay refinery. So that can go there, and then the cows can go in there. Beautiful. It'd be kind of hilarious if a cow gave into the pollution, because, you know, everyone likes to talk about cow farts. Don't really get it, but we can place down some fields that like to synergize off of each other and be next to water. So we can get 6 points here for the field. And it's also got the circular sprinklers too. I love those. Those are the kind of crop circles I can get behind. Now, do we place another field right here? That kind of congests it from the animal farm. I don't think we want to do that. Although they do kind of work in the desert still, so sure, go right there. Now these two can just chill out while we get a new pack. Hey, there's a mall. Perfect. And I also completely forgot about the other quests that we have, but we don't really have any options to get that yet. So we'll just continue what we were doing. Okay, the mall really likes being next to a monolith and also some crystals and the animal farm, surprisingly. None of those really are close enough to each other, but we get 11 points being next to the housing development here. What about the villa place? Ooh, 20 points. And it has a bigger range of influence too, 21 points? Oh wow, we would be 50 right there. But we sadly can't get that, so 21 it is. Now, our planet completion rate is still below, or it's still above our pollution, so that's good news. If we keep up this pace, then we should be able to not have to worry about it. And surprisingly, the animal farm doesn't mind being next to another animal farm like some buildings do. But we can place it here to benefit from this pasture, and then we can get another pasture for the cows. Because the camels only like being in the desert, and they also do like an oasis, but I don't think we have one of those yet. So let's go back here. Ooh, clay industry, we need this. So we can get 3 clay miners. Might as well get those in here wherever we can, on all the clay deposits that we can find, but maybe not interfering with something else that's gonna be important. And we're gonna be 1 clay miner short, but that should be fine. There's nothing really happening over here, so you can go there next. And we also have an ore refinery. Even though we don't really have a mining drill for it to go next to. So we'll have to hold on to that until we get another one, but there's an oasis. It likes being next to palms and other oases. Oases? Oasi? Oases? There's 2 palms up here regardless. So the oasis can go there, and then the camel can go here. Although, not really, for whatever reason. I guess it needs to be in a pasture to actually benefit. So we'll hold on to you, and then the ore refinery as well. And then of course we get other desert things that we don't know how to deal with. We need more city tiles, but for right now we can still benefit with the mall, so we can get that. Ooh, it came with a woodcutter and more fields. So you really like being next to forests, which means I think you're gonna be perfect right here. 12. Does that mean it's the maximum? Because it's a golden number, so it's gotta be really good. Now the malls still add a little bit of pollution, but we're still doing good there. They just can't be next to another mall, like at all. A little bit of a rhyme there, 15 points there. I think we had a better option in the housing development. There's 16. A little surprised that they like being next to an animal farm. Must be like a petting zoo ordeal, but 16 points should be good enough. It's enough to get us to a new pack. And I think the other one has to go over here anyway, so 19 points should be good there. Beautiful. And we completed the settler request, so the mall's counted for that. Awesome. That gave us plenty of more packs to use, which I think we need to get into. Ooh, platforms? Or spaceport. I think we need more ore industry. Hopefully, yes, it came with a mining drill. And then we can also place some more ore refineries. Now there was 2 ores that were right next to each other, but the mining drill actually doesn't like being next to itself. But if we place one here and then a future one here, then it should be no problem. So you can go there, pretty good, and then there. I think that's as good as you can get because we don't have platforms that might be able to go over water, but we can also decorate you here to be good in the future. I think that'll work. And then we have more fields, but we're also kind of running short on field room. Let's find a spot for the woodcutter to go, which actually is gonna work pretty good right in here. It's 1 forest short of being maximized, but we might be able to do good there unless there's another one. Maybe we can get a foresting pack? Not this time. Oh, we also need the platforms now. Let's get a water package and see what's in there. More villas, wow. And also an oil platform. But that adds so much pollution, oh my goodness. Thankfully though, there are ore refineries that are next to the water, so we can get a good amount of points there. But they can't be next to fish. So I think this, ooh, it's actually really good right here. Some very good offshore refining happening there. But I kind of want it where no one else is gonna be. I guess the bonus from being completely surrounded by water is gonna be better than sacrificing a platform like this, because the ore refinery can't go there anyway. Although the bonus from being next to an oil platform might offset the deficit. We might wait on that until we get more ore refineries down. In the meantime, we do have fishing boats. We just need to find a lot of fishing for that, but they also like being next to a polar station. And a mall, and I'm pretty sure the villa section is down in the polar region. Sure enough it is. Ooh, and there's a mall offshore. Or onshore. And there's fish right there, so that's a decent amount of points there. And sadly, the fishing boats don't like being next to fishing boats, so we gotta find somewhere else for you. And the fishies happening here should be good. Plus, there's a bit of ice here for another polar station. And by another, I mean the first one. You can always have more than nothing. And then more villas. Is there even more room than we can go here? I guess there is. Gets a good bonus from the mall being here, next to the monolith. But let's try for another pack. Okay, wood industry platforms, we do need those. So those should help us spill in the water, which would be good for the ore refinery right here. And then that would benefit the oil platform for an ore refinery to be there. So we can place that there. Oh, the pollution really boosted, but we're actually almost done with the planet. Can we get a refinery? Okay, clean air. That would be good to beat the pollution. I think we should take that. Okay, we have a lot of things now, including, oh, that's just a house. I thought that was like a town square or something with how tall the buildings are. Although we do also have solar arrays that also like being next to polar stations and things like that. And snow. Oh, but they have a wide reach, so they can't be next to a forest at all. They get a really, hey, perfect. Almost perfect. The mountain a little bit messes it up, although it's got a gold number on it, so that should be really good, right? Oh wait, there's a 39 here, and the only thing that's messing it up is that forest. So if we cleared that, and then put maybe an air cleaner there. Oh, that's actually neutral. Well, that was still a really good spot for the solar array. We might have to put like a polar station here or something. And we do have an oasis that actually does good right next to the houses here. We're getting really close to 100%. But let's get a solar array on the North Pole, somewhere close to it. And we'll take the 28 that's here. And that's 100%. But let's do a bit more for the pollution. with all these air cleaners that we have. So we can decorate around the solar array with those. Oh, and they actually do like the forest. And then another one down here next to this one because there's a forest right there. I want to see if we can get back to 0% pollution, which we do have a forest here, which I don't think works retroactively with the woodcutter, but it looks good. And then we need 2 more clay miners to go down. You can go there. And I think we need to start putting fields in a different spot. They do like being next to water. So I guess it could benefit like this with each other. And then +7 up here. Excellent. Okay, let's open up some more packs because we actually have a lot available here, but I guess we also need to place down more platforms, even though there really isn't somewhere they can go right now. So let's open up more packs. Okay, more food, water packages, mall. How about the water package? Can there be like a polar station in there? There's more fishing boats, which actually feed into the pollution instead of against it. So let's try to get a few more greenhouses down, which still benefit pretty well from each other. And then there's a waterside mall up here, but that doesn't really do very much for it. It does pretty good right here. I'm just really trying to avoid the pollutant buildings. But of course we need more clay industry. Just a little bit. Is there even a clay deposit available? There is, but it's right next to a monolith. I think this one here might be better. So we get all those bonuses. Another solar array is gonna be huge for the pollution. Ooh, 20 right there, 22. Can there be another like golden number somewhere? Oh, right in the middle of the desert. That's a good spot for a solar array, especially one that buries pollutants underground because they can't get rid of it. So it ends up poisoning the river. If y'all saw Sahara, you know what I'm talking about. But we finally get an ore refinery here to place down on the platform. Finally, it has use. Now, can we please get more nature-friendly buildings? Wood industry really doesn't. The mall doesn't. Nothing really does. Let's just take wood industry for now. At least a pasture is good for us. And we can put down a pasture next to the oasis here for the camel to go into. Although I'm not sure that really benefited from that. But either way, we can get another one. Ooh, clean air, perfect. And there's the polar station, which actually goes against pollution. I like it. Oh, but it doesn't like forests. That's an issue. Wasn't there a boat down here that would be good for it? There was a penguins. It likes the penguins. +9, perfect. And then it can go over here. It doesn't get perfect amounts. And it doesn't like being next to another polar station. It likes being next to these solar arrays. Ooh, +40, awesome. And we have another one, +14, sure. Oh, so the next objective is to connect the camels to each other. Well, that doesn't really help me. Just trying to go for big numbers here, which actually the polar stations and the clean air machine really offset the deficit that the other solar array causes. +28 right here, and another 28. Now, wasn't there room up by this solar array still for clean air machines? They actually become kind of neutral thanks to the mountain. That's annoying. But also this one right in the middle of the forest gets a really big boost, so we'll take it. Oh, it actually gets a boost from the ore refineries, and we still have more. I didn't realize how many we got from that. But if it likes being next to the ore refineries, then we can just decorate this spot with them. Sure. And we have greenhouses again, so that's even more against the pollution. It's down to 35%. We're also about to hit like 200% of the planet, I feel like. Oh, it actually likes solar arrays, although not too much. It likes being next to the malls and the villas more, which thankfully there is still room down here for a +10 there. And that's the only one we had. So time to roll some more. Clean air, oh, spaceport. We haven't really messed with these yet, but I feel like that's gonna cause a lot for pollution. So clean air time it is. Oh boy, the icons got really small there. But we also get more oases. Still don't really know how you say that, but it does like having an oasis as a neighbor. And then we get even more. Ooh, the polar station likes the monolith. Sure. Okay, now we do have a forest, so is there somewhere that we can place down to really maximize the clean air machine? If it can go up here, oh, it can't. It can go right here though. So now the clean air machine gets a big boost, and then might as well just maximize it as much as we can and get even more going around the solar array here. We're doing good. We're down to the 20s for pollution. Although we are starting to run out of developmental room here, but we can take down a bit more there. Okay, and then more forests should help things. Oh, but there's another ore refinery there. Why? Why is that in there? They're like, boy, it seems like you haven't really done anything in industry for a while. How about you start? I'm like, no. Although we are also starting to run out of room down here for the greenhouses for them to be effective. It's mostly just finding places for them to go down. We can start to fill in here in case we get another clean air machine, and then palm trees right there, ignoring everything else. The food, I think, is more than the forest does, but we could also use more of those to decorate around here. There, now the spot is prepped for a clean air machine. Every little bit helps. And then there's a whole bunch of desert around here that we can fill in. And then another greenhouse down here, down to 20%. Please, I just want more clean air stuff. At least we get a solar array in there. But the South Pole is also getting very busy for solar things. So let's try to get something up here. 23 here, regardless of mountain. I think it'd be good. And then also over here, 23. And would we even be able to connect 11 camels at this point? There's one right there, but that really doesn't help us. I'm not sure we can at this point. But an oasis can go there and then there. Just making a giant oasis here. More desert because that comes with more oases. I feel like that's how you say it, and so I'm just gonna keep saying it like that. But also more fields. Should we just start a new field? We might have to. Or we continue off of this one. We can do that. And then let's just keep opening packs here. Yes, clean air. With another solar array. Although spaces to maximize this is starting to dwindle. I guess I do like being in the desert too. But we do see a 22 down here, so we'll take that. And then more clean air machines. Not really worried about points at this point, just worried about getting the pollution down. So a neutral one can go here. And then 11 there. And then where was that spot that we prepped in the trees? Here we go. And then there was the refinery on the platform for 11. And then 10. Down to 1%. Now we just see a spot for an oasis. Here, is that enough? We did it! 0% pollution and 200% completion of the planet. Really overachieving here. But we have done a lot for this planet too. Look at all the things we have going on here. And there's still plenty of open area, and I love the giant oasis there. But I'd say we've done good. So we get to move on to the next planet. Which, woo, is entirely desert. It actually is just entirely desert, wow. And a whole lot of ocean too. It's like the weirdest archipelago I've ever seen. Well, either way, I think that'll do it for this video of Planet Pioneers. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you'd like to see other games like this, then be sure to let me know. Thank you for watching, and sub to Intern. And I would like to thank the channel members, including Bread, Corby Farm, Dakota, Donamoto, Deviant X, Ancient Elixir, Matthew, Hateful Harold, Peggy Sue, Drupalong, Lily Bites, The Miner Within, DeGarity, Sands, V, Killer Squad, Mousy Mouse, Nicholas, Igor Shradi, McKenna Chan, and Liam.